Oleksandr Usyk has leaked an audio that contains a worrisome conversation between John Fury, Tyson Fury, and the ref of the night, Mark Nelson. As much as they didn't want to sound incriminating in the tape, it's now believed that the conversation was the reason behind the woeful officiating in the 9th round that prevented Usyk from a knockout victory. It's about to get crazier.
Fight for the fans. You know, I always say it's about getting paid and getting laid. And we did that tonight. I thank Oleksandr for the good fight. It was a close fight, you know. I believed, like, I thought I did enough, but, you know, I'm not a judge.
There's hardly any controversial boxing match anymore, as almost every major boxing match has had some jots of controversy around them. And even in the biggest fight of the century, a fight that was the first of its kind since the 21st century began, the referee's decisions raised countless questions among boxing professionals and supporters. Well, as you would expect, the referee, Mark Nelson, came under fire for none other than the dominant moments of Oleksandr Usyk in the 9th round.
I was very upset on the 9th round when the knockdown.
Yes.
And then the count was very
slow.
Immediately, Oleksandr Usyk and his team members began asking questions from the ring. And while many felt they were just fine with the win, Usyk and his team have taken a step further by getting an audio tape of Tyson Fury and John Fury allegedly holding a discussion with Mark Nelson, seeking his favor in the ring. And to the amazement of all, Mark Nelson delivered in the 9th round. Usyk surged in the final rounds, just as the Olympic gold medalist has done so many times in his career, taking control with a dominant 8th and nearly stopping Fury in the 9th. Usyk hurt the 6'9" Fury, who now has 34 wins, a draw, and a loss in 36 fights, with a left hand, and eventually sent him sprawling into a corner in the final seconds of the round, getting credit for a knockdown right before Fury was saved by the bell. But with the discovery of the tape by Oleksandr Usyk, it wasn't just the bell that saved Tyson Fury. In fact, the referee was his main savior before the bell's intervention. And once the fight was over, Oleksandr Usyk's promoter, Aleksandr Krasyuk, claimed the victory should have come earlier than it did, as the fight didn't have to go past the 9th round. To him, Fury was saved by the referee, ropes, and then the bell after a flurry of punches from Usyk almost sent him to the canvas. I am exhausted. I was cheering and backing Usyk the whole fight. No disrespect to the referee, but he stole the KO. That's my opinion. It was a tremendous performance, Krasyuk said immediately after the fight during the in-ring interview.
But referee has stolen his victory.
What do you mean?
He had to stop the fight in the 9th.
Do you believe Tyson should have been stopped then?
Yes.
Usyk, however, did enough at the end of 12 rounds to earn a split decision victory, but that didn't stop his promoter from making his complaints. In fact, it was rumored that his promoter had been the one to make the efforts to find out what was fishy about the Furies and referee Mark Nelson. And according to the news doing the rounds, he was the one who handed the tape over to Oleksandr Usyk. And judging from the content of the tape, the Furies and Mark Nelson would have a huge case to settle with the boxing authorities, as everything was done to favor Tyson Fury in the fight. In fact, Tyson was so sure of the bribe favors he'd receive that he became entitled to the win. And when he didn't get the win, he had to blame it on Usyk's nationality. Tyson Fury appeared to claim in the ring that he lost his showdown with Oleksandr Usyk because the judges sided with the Ukrainian over the war in Ukraine. And later at the news conference, Fury batted the question off. While Fury addressed a packed press room, Usyk was taken to hospital for a precautionary MRI scan, not unusual after brutal fights, and attended the conference an hour later. Fury explained, "It's not up to us. The judges make the decision. I can't complain. I thought I did enough to win, but it's one loss in a very close fight. I tried my best. I enjoyed it. He caught me. I caught him. I thought he nicked one of the first 6 rounds." Speaking in the ring afterwards, Fury had said, "I believe I won that fight. I believe he won a few of the rounds, but I won the majority of them. And I believe it was, what can you do? One of their decisions in boxing. We've both put on a good fight. Best we could do. And you know, his country's at war. So people are siding with a country at war. But make no mistake, I've won that fight in my opinion, and I'll be back. We've got a rematch clause."
Did enough, but, you know, I'm not a judge. I can't judge a fight while I'm boxing it. You know, if they would have said to me in the last round or whatever, "You're down, go out and try and finish him," I would have done that. But we believe, everyone in the corner believed we were up. You know, all I had to do was just keep boxing and doing what I was.
Contrary to Fury's thoughts, most unsentimental fans that watched the fight scored it a draw, at best, for Tyson Fury. Except for the judge, who was clearly having an off day, that scored the fight in favor of Tyson Fury and prevented Oleksandr Usyk from getting a unanimous decision win. One boxing professional had not only sensed something fishy between Mark Nelson and Tyson Fury, but also claimed Tyson Fury's attitude in the fight seemed so much like that of a winner.
How can you be happy with the scorecards today? Impossible.
What did you score, Alex?
7-5 minimum.
Thanks. You feel robbed today? Do you feel robbed?
It was what it was. You can't cry over it, can you? Derek Chisora, how are you, Mosh?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. Yeah, I thought it was close fight. I thought it did enough.
Well, with the leaked audio, we now know he had a second man in the ring, fighting in his favor, which was the reason behind his overconfidence. Lennox Lewis criticized Tyson Fury's game plan against Oleksandr Usyk after the Briton suffered a split decision loss to the Ukrainian. Usyk staged a late comeback to edge the fight, and legend Lewis, the last undisputed champion before Saturday's contest, said Fury got his tactics wrong. Fury was boxing like he won the fight, Lewis said on air. No boxer can judge and say they won the fight. Every time a round was close, they should look at it like a loss, Lennox Lewis said.
Watch it back on tape and I'll give you my opinion. Don't worry, I'm going to give you my...
What did you think on the night, though? Even that it could be different on tape.
I thought it was a great fight. I thought both of them fought good. I thought Tyson was leading the way, and then he got caught. You know, his hands was...
Well, going into the fight, Mark Nelson was appointed owing to his experience and multiple licenses. He's licensed by the World Boxing Association, World Boxing Organization, and International Boxing Federation, having officiated in over 100 world title fights. However, once he stepped on the canvas on the day, he put on a show of shame, an embarrassment to the world of boxing, as many would call it.
Then he got caught, you know, his hands was down. Then I was blank after that.
From the leaked tape, John Fury was the one doing most of the talking, as it happened a few days before the fight. The conversation was mainly on the financial rewards they were going to give Mark Nelson should Tyson Fury emerge victorious. Actually, they ensured they didn't really convince or beg him for a favor. They only promised him some money to appreciate him, which was indirectly a bribe. John Fury had spoken like Tyson had won the undisputed world championship already and was only trying to appreciate Mark Nelson for his efforts in the ring. "We just want to appreciate you. We'd have loved to do it before the fight, but so it doesn't come off as corrupt, we'll do it once Tyson wins. We have a little gift for you." But unsurprisingly, the 9th round proved what they all were trying to do. As soon as some fans got to know about the leaked tape, they quickly jumped on social media, calling for a punishment for Mark Nelson and Tyson Fury. A fan wrote, "Boxing keeps amazing me with the height of corruption every match. Many will lose interest and it'll lose its relevance." Another quipped, "If this is truly the case, then there's almost no way forward for boxing. It's sad this sport has been reduced to a profit-making enterprise."
Can win. Yeah? Okay, no knockout, no problem. But 12th round is a big drama. Yeah.
A very worried fan wrote on X, formerly Twitter, "I thought the ref was shady, never knew it was this bad. Boxing is a huge concern and the authorities are watching it die. One sport with 4 global associations that can't do anything." Well, this whole thing began once Oleksandr Usyk spoke up during his in-ring interview, and afterwards it became a major topic that kept spreading until a worthy discovery was made in the tape. It became even more concerning when Eddie Hearn, who had predicted the match in favor of Tyson Fury, claimed Tyson Fury was every lucky not to get stopped by Oleksandr Usyk during their undisputed heavyweight title clash. The Ukrainian finished strong to win a split decision, but Hearn believed that the contest could have been brought to an end when Fury looked out on his feet. "I thought he was very lucky that the referee didn't jump in," said Hearn when speaking to a news source in the fight's post-fight interview. "He showed unbelievable heart to stay on his feet and unbelievable composure coming out for the 10th and 11th rounds. He was losing those rounds, but he was recovering."
Fascinating fight, you know what I mean, a very skillful fight, full of skill, full of movement, full of heart, full of drama, you know, and I thought it was a fight of 2 halves. I mean, we're all debating, see you mate, see you guys, we're all debating the scores. I actually thought that
Also, former cruiserweight and heavyweight boxer David Haye was unhappy with the standing count to 10 from Nelson. That is because by the time he finished the count and checked Fury's ability to defend himself, there was no time to continue fighting before the bell went to end the round. And that prompted a furious backlash from the Haymaker. He fumed on TNT Sports. If Fury was doing that to Usyk, it would have been stopped. The referee stopped him and his opportunity. Then give him 20 seconds to completely recover. It looked really bad from ringside. Even Fury fans said, "Thanks, ref."
Down. I think the judges would have had it majority for Fury, so definitely glad that Usyk. I wasn't expecting Usyk to have that sort of punch power and to have him in that much sort of trouble. I saw it more of Usyk being the one moving around boxing.
Chisora, however, accused Nelson of allowing Fury too much time to recover from Usyk's onslaught. In an interview with The Stomping Ground, Chisora stopped Nelson after he left the ring and said, "Ref, ref, ref. That was the slowest count in boxing history. Get your math right, bro. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The Ukrainian landed a succession of overhand lefts to send Fury tumbling backwards into one of the corners of the ring. Referee Mark Nelson called a knockdown as Fury appeared to be only kept up by a corner post. Ringside officials began the 8 count, but Chisora felt it was too long. After Nelson walked away, Chisora said, "That was the slowest count in boxing history. Do you understand?" In a separate interview, Chisora described the count as a disgrace to boxing. I don't know why the referee gave a count. I understand they say if the ropes are keeping you up, that means if anybody is on the ropes getting hit, the referee should jump in and give you a count. He then added, "I thought the ref should have let him either finish him off or stop the fight. It seemed like a fair and square stoppage from my point of view. He was all over the place. He fell over. If it was around the other way, if Tyson Fury was doing this to Usyk, the referee would have probably stopped it."
That was the slowest count of 10 I ever heard in my life. Yeah? Slowest count ever. And that's a disgrace to boxing. I don't care who says anything. That was so slow.
"We need to talk about the slow count. That destroys boxing," Chisora said in an interview. "If we keep doing this silliness of slow counting and trying to disrupt the rhythm of the game, people will fall out of love with boxing." But for some reason, the referee gave him a count and gave him a long 20-second count. The referee stopped him from finishing his opportunity. Everybody at ringside was really upset at the referee. Fury has a history of recovering from heavy knockdowns, having previously climbed off the canvas against heavy hitters Deontay Wilder and Francis Ngannou. The Gypsy King was dazed for several rounds, but all 3 judges awarded Fury the final round. If you look at the replay again, the ref stopped counting. He looked at Tyson and asked, "Are you okay?" Then he carried on counting, Chisora said. It was a bit of a misunderstanding from the ref, but that needs to stop. Tony Bellew, who famously got knocked out by Usyk in November 2018, believes Fury would have suffered the same fate as him if the in-ring official didn't make an error. "Without being too harsh, it should have been stopped in the 9th round, he said during a live show on TV. Well, Usyk should have been allowed to continue punching in the 9th round. That should have never been a count, and the referee knows he made a mistake. He then continued, "In professional boxing, you don't get a standing count unless you're about to hit the floor, and the ropes keep you up." Fury was stumbling around. He stumbled 4 times previously to the 5th stumble. It was on the 5th stumble he jumped in. He claimed Usyk would have won before the bell rang, as just 2 more punches would have ended the fight 3 rounds earlier than it did.
Someone like Tyson Fury, he's now, and that is the worst thing in the world you can do. Because the minute you try to pass this boy, you're going to lose, and you're going to drastically, you look at the...
Oleksandr Usyk only needs 2 more punches there, and it's the end of the contest. That was stolen from him. The former WBC Cruiserweight champion was thankful that the right man won in the end, even if some fans were unhappy with one judge giving Fury the decision. Bellew added, "Ultimately, forget about that now because I want boxing to be put out there as the greatest spectacle sport in the world. The most important thing is the right man got the decision. There was no corruption with judges and no controversy. The right man won, and we have an undisputed, unified, 4-belt heavyweight champion of the world for the first time in boxing history."
What he got on Murat Gassiev in Russia was absolutely phenomenal. He did not take a shot, and that's what he's capable of doing when he gets in a ring. He adjusts and adapts with each style that he faces. And I think Tyson Fury may pay the...
It's a sentiment echoed by the winner himself, who said it's not something he's going to dwell on. Fury has already insisted he will exercise the rematch clause in his contract, but some people are suggesting he may retire after his first career defeat. The bomber was LF the belief that two things will convince him to run it back with Usyk. Money dictates everything when it comes to boxing, and you're looking for an absolute fortune this boy is going to get to face a rematch, Bellew said. He's not fighting for the money. He just wanted to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He might just get a second go at that. I'm not so sure he will, because I think these belts might be broken up now. Listen, that fight on Saturday night was a memorable night, a great event. Oleksandr Usyk was unbelievable, and so was Tyson Fury. Being that Tony Bellew understood what it was like to be in the ring with Oleksandr Usyk, he never gave Tyson Fury a shot before the fight, predicting in favor of Usyk. Tony Bellew believes Usyk's ability to set traps sets him apart from other heavyweights after feeling his full force in their cruiserweight contest back in 2018.
With each style that he faces. And I think Tyson Fury may pose a few problems early on because of his size and because of his weight.
Yeah.
But ultimately he will adapt and adjust, and he will take over the fight, and he will win on points unanimously.
When I fought him nearly 6 years ago, I had a small idea of what to expect, but when you're in the ring with him, it's totally different, Bellew told a news source. His brain and feet are on another level to pretty much anything I've ever encountered, and don't forget that I was an amateur who went all around the world sparring boxers from some of the most decorated countries. He then recalled his fight with Usyk 6 years ago. You never feel fully in control with Usyk, and I've always believed that being able to fight calmly when under pressure is one of the biggest assets a fighter can have. His slight movement with his feet and his feints always have you thinking, and his ability to set traps you don't even see coming is something else.
He did not take a shot, and that's what he's capable of doing when he gets in a ring. He adjusts and adapts with each style that he faces. And I think Tyson Fury may
Also, Bellew anticipates Fury trying to use his size and versatility to bully his opponent, but feels Usyk will be too good on the night. In Fury, Usyk will have a big problem to solve because Fury is also an intelligent fighter, and if he uses his size the way he should, he can cause Usyk some serious issues. The former world boxing cruiserweight champion added, Fury's ability to fight from both stances and his movement for such a big man means that he can also make his opponents think non-stop. If you want another example of his variety, then look at his fight with Klitschko, where he essentially bullied the veteran champion. He also added, detailing Fury's advantages over Usyk as well. Fury's versatility is a major strength because we can look at various stages of his career and see that he can always find a way to win. Bulldozing Deontay Wilder, wrestling with Vladimir Klitschko, overcoming cuts and knockdowns. This is a fighter who always finds a way, but I'm not sure that happens against Usyk. Fury has shown he can be hit and hurt by boxers nowhere near the level of Usyk, and that's a concern against a man who is so accurate. Fury will push on and try to impose his size and strength, but I just see Usyk being too good and winning on the scorecards to add another impressive addition to his already incredible record. As long as there's no controversy from officials, this is Usyk's fight on points. However, the fans weren't left out of the controversy, as they quickly took to social media to rant about the officiating. Many fans on X were also of the common belief that the referee's action helped to save Fury from a potential knockout. A fan tweeted, "Referee saved him. I see patterns with the Fury family." Another fan quickly compared Mark Nelson's performance to that of Harvey Dock, who officiated the fight between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia a month ago and came under fire for not ending the match after Devin Haney went down 3 times before the final bell. The referee is trying to help Fury as much as possible, just like the one did in the Garcia fight. The ref should have ended it, but he probably had money on it and was told, "Do not stop it if Fury is in trouble no matter what." A fan wrote boldly, "The ref saved him, he didn't survive it on his own." Also, this one didn't put so much blame on the ref, believing the rope saved Fury first. The rope saved him. A questioning fan queried why the fight wasn't stopped considering Tyson Fury's vulnerability at that moment. A better question is, why didn't the referee stop the fight? Because Fury was basically defenseless and taking big shots while offering nothing back, or a move to avoid the pummeling he was taking?
You know, I always say it's about getting paid and getting laid. And we did that tonight. I thank Oleksandr for the good fight. It was a close fight, you know. I believed, like, I thought I did enough, but, you know, I'm not a judge.
Talks about a rematch will likely be on hold for now, till some investigations are made regarding the leaked tape. Should it be true, Tyson Fury might be on his way out of boxing for a long time again after an addiction and mental health issue that kept him out for 2.5 years. And that's all for now. What do you think of Mark Nelson's performance? You think he did just fine or he was woeful? Well, let's know your thoughts in the comment section. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get alerted when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.